This, I love this. Talking about conversion, dude, this is one of the ultimate secrets, okay? All of them are. Most people struggle with traffic, actually, but ultimately they kind of struggle with conversion because if you could convert every single person you sent to your funnel, you'd be making money, okay? And you wouldn't have an issue with traffic. You'd just be profitable, no problem, okay? People know where to get traffic. I mean, let's be honest. It's free or it's paid traffic, but they don't know how to convert. So, in my opinion, this might be the most important thing out of this whole entire lesson. I'm going to go deep here. This is powerful. Okay, so let's get it. Let's dive right in. So, 25 biases. So, 25 biases is super powerful. It is the shortcut to decision making is what they mean. Now, some cognitive biases that are very powerful I'll mention is the first one, Lollapalooza. It's the 25th one, and it's basically what it means is like a combination of as many as you can for sole purpose of persuading for something. And that's what it is. It's a combination of as many as you can. So that's your goal, is Lollapalooza. Okay. When you make your funnels and landing pages and sales pages, you need to go for the Lollapalooza effect. You need to have as many cognitive biases working together as you can. Okay. Super, super key, super duper important. All right. And so that's that. Next here, oh yeah, I wanted to mention some 25 biases. So we got reward bias, we got avoidance, pain avoidance bias. These are super response tendencies. There's one called loss aversion bias. People don't want to lose things. People are scared. People would rather save $100 than gain $100, basically. Okay, that's kind of what that is. And then there's scarcity bias. There's authority bias. Senescence bias is interesting because it's like the degradation of the brain. Basically, the brain isn't able to make as effective decisions due to the fact, it's trying to conserve energy. So that's what senescence means. And then you have ones like, what's another good one? Oh yeah, curiosity tendency is super powerful. And there's so many. There's 25, right? There's a lot. I'm trying to memorize all of them on the spot. It's kind of hard. But there's liking bias, there's disliking bias as well. But the most powerful ones is straight up authority, scarcity, likability, and reward bias for when you're selling. Super powerful. There's also another one I forgot to mention, which is social proof. Social proof is insane, okay? With cold traffic, converting with social proof is all it really takes. It's really powerful, okay? So if you look at some of the top marketers, okay, what I do with my paid I haven't mentioned this like anywhere, so if you're in the video right now, listen to this, here you go. With my paid campaigns that are promoting the cold traffic with affiliate marketing, I will just be selling, with all the biases I can, but mainly the social proof one. So I'm talking like tons of testimonials and all that is so powerful. It's insane for cold traffic. Okay. It's crazy. Take that away and your conversions drop. Basically, I've tried it. I've looked at it. I've split tested basically everything. And what I've realized is that it's really crazy. So remember, trust is the key to cold traffic. And remember, cold traffic is access to the world. If you can convert cold traffic, you can always have access to money, baby. And so, that's the key. You pick a niche, pick a funnel, build it, and you optimize it, and you just always will have traffic if you do the cold traffic method. Social proof is the key. I'm telling you, it's insane. Okay, and I'll dive more into other things here. Psychology at the end of the day, always just study psychology, study different tricks, and understand the brain, because the brain is the thing. It's the thing. Know, like, and trust is your goal with whatever you're trying to convert on. With people, they need to know you, they need to like you or trust you, and that applies to either it's your brand or your face or you, okay, or even your product. Okay, they need to know, like, and trust it, your company, your product, you. Next is you need to become. I just thought of this just now. I didn't put it in here, but straight up, you need to become a master at overcoming people's objections. What are the most common objections? It is typically your product, their internal beliefs, and their external beliefs. So can they do it, okay, or get the result or whatever? So if it's a physical product like a diet pill, do they believe that they can actually have it work for them internally? And do they believe externally it'll make them look good or whatever type thing, like external false beliefs? You need to overcome those, and how do you overcome those, which is very secretive. Stories is the secret to how you overcome each one of those. Now, the higher the price product, you can make bigger stories. The lower the price product, you can make quick, easy stories for each one of those objections. So you can have up to 3 stories and plus one more, which is your origin story, which is the origin story of the company or the product or anything like that. That is very powerful. Okay. Relatability, familiarity, similarity, and commonalities. This is crazy powerful. Okay. People like to do business with people like them. Okay. So if you're selling some sort of gun or some Navy or Army type products, whatever it is, you want to, and if you're showing your face or whatever, you should be someone relevant to that, like a veteran or something like that, or an Army man. Okay. That applies to that. So another thing is like if you're a nurse and you're selling nurse products or whatever, or nurse niche, then you should be a nurse yourself, or your company should be perceived as a nurse or something that nurses like, or even have content nurses like to consume, that sort of thing. Okay, people do business with people like them. Next is your personality, not your personality, but their personality. There's 4 types of personalities. You've got practical, actionable, social, and emotional personalities. Now, let me tell you, this can make you a lot of money, understanding these different personalities and selling to each one specifically. So, practical people like numbers, statistics, all that, okay? They are more logical. Then you got actual people which just want to take action now. They like it more loud or more fast-paced type behaviors. And then the social people just want to know if they like you. It's important to them to understand, do I like this person or not? And how do you do that? Stories work really well. Social proof works really well for that. I'm telling you, this is so powerful, guys. I'm telling you, like the craziest stuff ever. It's insane. And then last but not least is emotional. So emotional people, want to feel emotion. They're more worried about loss aversion. Also, stories work really, really well with them. And at the end of the day, with all this stuff, I'm telling you guys, use it for good, sell good stuff, and that's very important. Next is have a no-brainer offers. No-brainer. Just have a super no-brainer offer, which typically is the tripwire, and then your upsells should be no-brainers as well. Just really, really good value and crazy powerful stuff. Okay, no-brainers are just insane perceived value compared to the price. That's what a no-brainer really is defined as. And whatever products you put inside of there, it could be service, it could be digital, it could be physical products, and even combine them as a bundle. Okay. Next is your price. Also, there's other types of offers you can do, which is a membership and even coaching calls or one-on-one type stuff. Okay, so that's even more stuff I could throw in there to mention. And then the price of it. So whatever niche you're in, you need to understand the financial level your customers might be at, I guess, and you need to basically know what price point works best. So how do you do that? You just think about it, critically think about it, or you can straight up look at competition and see what their prices are, and you could even go lower than them and even higher perceived value than them, or add more bonuses than them and make a better offer than them and have a lower price than them. That is super powerful for conversion. Okay. Next is value. Okay. Now the value you are giving to others is super, super important. What you deliver is important. Okay. So try to go the extra mile if you can and deliver the best product or service you can possibly do. Okay. And that's what that is. It's very important for conversion because guess what happens? They will share. They will share your business or your offer with others, basically, and those people will buy as well. That's why giving value is important. And they'll also buy more products too because of the value. Okay. Now, next is also another thing applied to conversion is a buyer is a buyer is a buyer. A buyer will keep buying things as long as they enjoy the value. It's like a value ladder. They'll just keep going up. Next is story selling. Okay, I have here stories. So story is insane. Since caveman days, people just love stories. People just can't help themselves. They want to hear great, great stories. And what is the template of a story? It's character, conflict, and desire. And then, the backstory, if you look at really, really powerful shows and movies, the backstory is like the key. It's so powerful. It's the key to making it's making people care about the character. So the backstory is important. Here's an example: the DC type movies, they didn't go really in depth on the characters for the backstory. Star Wars did a fantastic job of doing the backstories. Pirates of the Caribbean did a fantastic job. Lord of the Rings did a fantastic job. And what was that other one I mentioned? Oh, it doesn't matter. Oh, Marvel. Marvel did a fantastic job. It's insane. The backstories they did of the characters, amazing. So the backstory makes people care. It's very, very important. And then you can get into their internal desires and external desires. And then, they hit a wall that sets them on a journey, which has lots of conflicts, has lots of adventure, essentially. It can be adventurous, it can have conflicts of any sort, it doesn't matter. It doesn't need to be like some magical story. It just needs to be a story. And every story has conflict, which creates emotion. And your solution to the story, if you're trying to sell a product, can be the offer itself, can be the solution. Okay, you're an affiliate for something. You could share your story and your story's conflict and everything, and then have the solution be the offer you're promoting, which is the solution to the conflict in the story. And remember, the more horrible the conflict, the more powerful. Bonuses are very powerful for adding higher perceived value and adding more value to the affiliate offer you're promoting. Okay, so that's insanely powerful, adding bonuses. It's pretty self-explanatory. Now we're going to get into more, even crazier things. This is some powerful knowledge I'm giving you guys. I'm happy I'm doing this. So, reptilian brain. The reptilian brain is that first developed part of our brains, which is the lizard brain. Okay, and what it basically is optimized for is for survival instincts, essentially, and primal instincts. Okay, and straight up, it also regulates everything in your body that's going on. Okay, and this is really cool science. Your eyes directly go to the reptilian brain first because of survival instinct. So it needs to protect itself from dangerous things. So instantly, it's everything going through your head is to notice threats a lot of times first, which is crazy, right? A lot of people's anxiety can come from just the reptilian brain not being aware to what it's seeing, and people just need to have more practice with whatever anxiety they're having. Maybe social anxiety. You just need to train their brain to not be scared of that. But in reptilian brain, that is the most powerful and the one you want to sell to. Most people sell to the neocortex, which is the logical side of the brain. The reptilian brain is super emotional. People buy with emotion, like I've mentioned. Stories can get to the reptilian brain really well, and emotion of any kind can. The avoidance of pain and the seeking of pleasure is extremely powerful for the reptilian brain, and then being able to survive better, easier, faster, whatever. Okay, like survival. I'm telling you, the reptilian brain is what you want to sell to. And it's called the triune brain theory. So there's the three parts of the brain. You got reptilian, the limbic, and then the neocortex. Okay, so the limbic is the next developed. It's basically what wolf packs have and different type pack animals have is a limbic brain, which a limbic brain is like your social abilities and also your social status, social hierarchy. Humans definitely have this part developed in their brain, and selling to that is super powerful. How do you sell to that? Social proof, status increase. People want to buy status increases. And then the next thing would be authority, works really, really well. But community and family type stuff, I'm telling you, this stuff works. It's so powerful, man. I use this and I'm able to have some of the craziest conversions in affiliate marketing and anything I sell that anyone's ever seen. Like, I don't know how to explain it. What I'm telling you is some of the most powerful stuff you can learn, period. So there you go. Then neocortex is what everyone tries to sell to, which is the features and benefits. It's the logical side of the brain. It's the weakest part of the brain. People like to think, oh, I'm super logical. Sure, you're logical and everything, but the number one part of your brain that's the most developed, most powerful, and takes control is the reptilian brain. Okay, if you sell to the reptilian brain will take control and basically force the person to purchase. It's insane. Okay, If you've ever read Cashvertising with Life Force 8, these are different main Life Force 8 things that people will want, and they are relevant to the reptilian brain. Neocortex, once again, is just selling features and benefits, the logical side, the numbers, the value, the bonuses, the stuff they're getting type thing, so what the offer actually is. Now let's move on to the next thing, which is emotion, logic, and fear. So first we want to sell. This is how I kind of divide up my pages of my sales pages and everything. I start with at the top just emotion, selling emotion. That can be the VSL and the story, all that stuff. Then I sell logically what the offer actually is and all that. Then down below at the bottom, you can add in fear. So fear of missing out, so urgency and scarcity, super powerful. Also fear of, what their future holds without it, and also fear of pain and fear of not feeling the pleasure of purchasing, basically, okay? Super insane. And you could also add in details of how they feel with their pain. You can basically twist the knife sort of thing. Very powerful. So that fear type is, that's more at the emotion, by the way, what I just mentioned. So at the end of the day, this is super powerful. And, it all comes down to having more trust, more likability, and overcoming objections, which are internal, external, and the vehicle, the product type objections. Okay, this is one of the most powerful videos on YouTube for business and marketing. Hope you guys are enjoying this, and let's keep going. So, etc. There are too many tricks. Discover and implement more loopholes and tricks as you go. So that's regarding conversion and persuasion. There are always more tricks. Okay, and you just need to learn them and discover them. It's insane, and there you go.